Lots of people are asking the burning question, really. Meghan, why now? Hi, good morning. Neil Sean here in the very heart of London, and as ever, nice to have your company on this misty November day. Hope it's going to get a little bit brighter, but you never know, do you? This basically all centres upon a new revelation that has shocked many people, of course, because it's come from someone in the highest of orders, the former Deputy Met Police Officer, should I say, Neil Basu. And really, in this revealing interview with Channel 4, he decided to, shall we say, maybe in some cases, overstep the mark. As ever, let me explain. It's interesting, isn't it, with Channel 4? We recently told you that they had a disgraceful episode with their lead presenter, Christian Guru Murthy, who swore live on air to a government minister. Seemingly now that's all patched up, and they believe that he's been reprimanded enough and is now back on air with full salary and, of course, able to air his views, although it be now privately. We all now know exactly what he truly thinks to government ministers in power. This has been the problem, you see, with Channel 4, because, as I say, they're not exactly leading towards the government or indeed our wonderful British monarchy. And as ever, let me explain. This really centres upon, as I say, a big interview that the former Deputy Police Commissioner, Neil Basu, decided to give. This is after over a year now since leaving that position. He sat down with their lead female presenter, Cathy Newman. And in this, she quizzed him about the fact that was indeed the former royal known as Meghan Markle under threat. Well, of course, they were. And, naturally he decided to reveal all, which is normally actually against protocol in sense of that really, would you wish to reveal exactly certain points and tactics? But he did. They failed to mention, of course, on that interview was, of course, that the then His Royal Highness Prince Charles did in fact fund their entire first year, including security. No mention of that. And then you see they edged on towards the fact that when you think about this, yes, there are lots of threats against all senior members of the British monarchy. But these particular threats were absolutely highlighted after the Oprah Winfrey interview. Let's not forget, this was a heightened time. Harry and Meghan had decided not to return for the memorial of course, the late Duke of Edinburgh. And the bottom line is also that during that particular interview, he was literally dying in hospital. Not a nice thing to do. And the British public obviously reacted. And there are some people who are, shall we say, not of the right frame of mind. Now, the bottom line there is, of course, yet, as I said, this applies to many senior members of the British monarchy. Channel 4 never bothered to bring that up. Channel 4, you see, are very much an anti-monarchy channel. And as ever, that's my opinion. But if you don't believe it, then just see what they're coming out with this Christmas. They've decided to put out a musical based on the disgraced former royal, the Duke of York, Prince Andrew, all about the Epstein affair, in a fun, irreverent sort of musical that apparently is going to cheer us all up. If you remember 2 years ago, they decided to do this to Her Majesty the Queen, digitise her, making her look like she's breakdancing. You get the picture. So if there was a channel ever to decide to go down this particular route, it certainly would be Channel 4. But why now? Well, it's quite simple, isn't it? As they know, Channel 4 are not exactly on the high list of priorities for interviews or sit-downs with the monarchy. So they've decided on the eve of a very important visit to the United States of America that Channel 4, the head of, and indeed their lead female presenter, Cathy Newman, have done their best to make sure that has taken the shine off that. This has garnered worldwide headlines, and more importantly now people are talking about the lack of security with Harry and Meghan, rather than, of course, the good works that the Prince and Princess of Wales are doing. Either way, whichever way you wish to look at it, this is disgraceful behaviour from a channel, more importantly, who have a disgraceful presenter, still working, very much paid and on their books. As ever, I'll leave it to you to work out your thoughts, and more importantly, why now would you release this particular interview? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.